Well, I guess like most of the defense team, obviously very surprised. I mean, I guess the hope was that on the main charge, the racketeering, that the jury would not consider R. Kelly and his band to be what the law defines as a criminal enterprise, which has been traditionally reserved for drug kingpins and mafia leaders. So it was kind of an odd fit by the prosecution, but obviously a good choice by the prosecution because the jury was able to agree with them that they believed this was a criminal enterprise. So that was surprising to me. The other thing that I was a little surprised was by the sort of the brevity of the deliberations. I thought that would probably go into Wednesday or Thursday, particularly in light of how much testimony they heard and the complexity of the jury instructions. But obviously that was not to be.
Mm-hmm. Now, of course, we've heard this soundbite a little bit earlier throughout the day. If viewers haven't heard it, we want you to listen in. But we want to listen to this response from attorney Gloria Allred, who represents a number of R. Kelly's victims. Okay, actually, we don't have that soundbite, but she had some pretty stiff commentary there, as I'm sure you have heard. So in terms of justice for the accusers, do you think that the jury got it right?
Well, like I said, I'm not here to criticize the jury in any means whatsoever. So I always respect the jury's determination. Sometimes you're surprised by it, sometimes right in line with what you're thinking, but it's not my role to criticize the jury. Obviously, they spent 6 weeks painstaking listening to testimony. You got to give them all the credit in the world for having the wherewithal. And legal proceedings are not always as exciting as they are on TV. There's a lot of drudgery. There's a lot of evidence produced through testimony, through exhibits. So it takes a heck of a lot of patience to do that. So it's really not our job to criticize the jury. From Ms. Allred's standpoint, obviously she represents many of these individuals, and she represents them for purposes of civil lawsuits and civil recovery. So of course, it would be a good day for her, not just from the financial perspective of representing those people's interests, but obviously from their standpoint, feeling that what they have said and what they've come forward to face has been justified.
Mm-hmm. Now, it's been said that, in looking at the prosecution's case and the brevity of the defense's case, that not one celebrity or one female testified on R. Kelly's behalf. So where was his assistance? Where was his support in that matter?
Well, you got to think about two things. On the celebrity context, I mean, for the most part, that would be just inadmissible testimony. So, even celebrities that knew him from the music industry or knew him personally, their testimony would not be deemed relevant by the judge. And let's face it, in the Me Too movement, there's not too many celebrities that are going to put themselves behind anybody who is accused of these types of offenses. And, for personal and publicity and career reasons, we understand that. In terms of the lack of witnesses called by the defense, that would be a strategic decision by them. Clearly, one of what we perceive to be an Achilles heel of the government's case was the lack of criminal acts committed by the people that worked for Kelly. So, for instance, bus drivers and stage managers and the people who are doing security. We always believe that might be a ripe defense to have a cross section of those people in numbers to say, hey, from my standpoint, here was my role in this band, and it certainly wasn't that of a criminal enterprise or to be a criminal. So it was a bit surprising that they didn't try to put on a more robust defense from some of those people. But again, that's a strategic decision that Mr. Kanek obviously made and thought was in the best interest of Mr. Kelly.
Mm-hmm. Now, of course, you are representing Mr. Kelly in Illinois. So how does this type of, landmark case, if we want to call it that, how does this affect your strategy in your case, and how does it affect your ability to present it?
Well, certainly it's never good. Let's be honest. A conviction in another jurisdiction, especially one that gets this much attention, is never a good thing. What you and I talked about last week is what you want to do is win this case, build some momentum, shift the paradigm a little bit if you can, so that the jurors in different jurisdictions are looking at him from a different perspective. Now he's saddled with the baggage of this, conviction, which obviously be hugely well publicized, will be on people's minds who are jurors in other jurisdictions. But it's a little too early to say what's going to happen with all these other cases. I mean, one one thing that's a little bit out of the ordinary for federal court is to have the sentencing hearing set so far out. Typically you have a conviction and then the judge sets the sentencing hearing for, say, 90 or 120 days. Here, we're looking at a sentencing hearing that's not going to be for about 8 months. And, there's reasons for that in terms of preparation and, the judge's trial schedule, everyone's trial schedules. But it's a little bit unusual to have an 8-month delay between verdict and sentencing, because clearly this case can have an influence on other jurisdictions. Prosecutors in other jurisdictions will be asking themselves, is it a correct use of our time and our resources to go ahead and prosecute a case where Mr. Kelly might get a draconian sentence in this New York jurisdiction, which would have an impact upon whether it makes sense for them to proceed. So that's the sort of catch-22 we have all this. We're going to have to wait a long time to figure out what his sentence is and how that it impacts the prosecutors. One other issue in the Chicago case, as you remember, there are other co-defendants. There's Mr. McDavid, who is R. Kelly's manager. And so those defendants have always pushed for a trial date to happen very quickly. And I think that's what's going to happen. The judge in Chicago is likely to set that case for trial. The big question will be, will Mr. Kelly be severed from that trial to allow those defendants to go forward quickly and to have time to digest, the sentence in Mr. Kelly's case? Because those lawyers are going to want that case to go fast in probably January or something like that.